We're live.
Oh,
Yo,
we live. What's up? What's up? What's up?
what's up, Uncle Marty?
Ain't too
Um,
much.
how you doing today?
I'm alright. Started started my CDL class today.
Oh, how was that?
Man, it's cool, man. It's cool, but you not look this unfiltered truth, man. So I'm just gonna be 100, man. Like some of you guys out here got work on your hygiene, man. Know what I'm saying, man.
So
This
somebody you was training with smelled like a cheesesteak?
Nah, man. nah, this person feet was walking out there, shoes, Jack. I was like, I'd say, man,
Wow,
I don't know
that's
why.
crazy.
Oh, I'm like, I don't know why I always get caught up in them situations. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I'm an introvert, so I don't like. I try
They
not to.
they say shit draw flies.
Yeah. Oh, all
Like
right.
it's like Uncle Marty.
Yeah, man. I'm like, man, it either is like that or
Yeah,
I always get somebody that's coughing. So, I'm an introvert, so I really don't, I'm not the type of person that like to be around people, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
I'm also a hypochondriac, right? Man, I don't like people coughing by me. I get all paranoid then. In my mind, I think, man, I'm getting sick. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it be situations like
germaphobe.
that. Yeah,
I
man.
get it.
I mean, it even happened with my kids. Like, man, y'all go over outside and cough. But what's happening?
I'm cooling, man. I'm just a little tired. Working nine to
Right.
five. Doing what I do, up and down ladders, 4 o'clock in the morning until the evening. You know what we do. On this
Yeah.
money, tired, come home, hit the gym, the regular stuff. You know what I mean? So
Right.
today is the first of many, episode 0 of the collab between the situation and Unfiltered Truth.
That's a
Um,
good. That's a good. That is, offline we was talking about the name. I think that should be the name of our podcast.
so today we're gonna talk about relationship stuff, right? And we're gonna just to start this conversation off, we're gonna ask the question to the audience, and you could drop your 2 cents in the comment section. But what is it about your significant other that gets under your skin? And we're gonna pass the torch to Uncle Marty. Let him dig a hole for himself first, because I know my aunt watching.
She ain't watching. I mean, honestly, like what really get well, there's a lot of things, and this go both ways. Honestly, if she was here, she don't like being on camera. I would have her, on the side, and she be popping off. But one of the things that gets under my skin, like I'm organized, so for some reason, every time, and I think they do it, her and my daughter, they do it to get under my skin. You know how you come in and you organize the refrigerator, you got your juice and your milk here, you got your vegetables here. Man, I go in there to get something because we had this conversation the other day.
Hmm.
When I go in the refrigerator, I want to go ahead in there, get what I need to get, and go ahead on about my business. It shouldn't take you over a minute to get what you need to get out the refrigerator. So, we had our little discussion about that. But it's like to the point, I got too many refrigerators, one in my office, one in our bedroom, right?
Why
So
you need a refrigerator in your bedroom? Now I'm about to come for you real quick. One, you're controlling. You're a refrigerator police. You're a refrigerator Karen. Like y'all
that's
had a
right.
whole meeting about the refrigerator.
Yeah, yeah, why not? You
So
know what
that's
I'm
more of a
saying?
pet. That's more of a pet peeve.
and
I'm
that's
with
what
you. Okay.
right, and
All
that's
right.
what this conversation about. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
What's the thing that gets under your skin about your significant other? Now I got a refrigerator in my room because you know we drank a lot of souls, and I
You got
honestly,
love
unless
handles.
ain't nothing wrong with that, they my love handles, right?
That
Right?
in the handle to the refrigerator. Is it whose side of the bed the refrigerator on?
No, it's against the wall in the center. You know what I'm saying?
Who is it closer to?
No, it ain't closer to nobody. It's you know, you
Who
know.
idea was it?
Oh, it was honestly, it was both of our ideas.
You not. She's not here to defend herself.
No, it was honestly, it was both. Okay, so let
All
me
right, go
say
ahead.
this.
Deep dive into this.
Yeah, let me say this. All right, so when we first bought our house, right? The house we was saving up. So Pop, my father, your grandfather, he
Hmm.
tell us, he say, well, I know y'all need a refrigerator. I'll buy you a refrigerator. So, we was like,
Oh,
all right,
okay.
yeah, we was like, all right, cool. We appreciate it. He comes up with this mini refrigerator. like,
He
I'm
thought he was
like,
getting. He got your refrigerator.
right. I'm like, I'm like, I'm like, dude, you know what I'm saying? What is this? So, as
Rest in
time
peace,
went along,
granddaddy.
yeah. So as time went on, of course, we got another refrigerator within a month of that. But it just became a habit because it was like, man, I'm used to having the refrigerator up here. So then it became a habit. So, you know, it just got to the point where, I'm a Pepsi drinker. She drinks a lot of water, so
Hmm.
that's how I got it organized. Got my Pepsi, we got our water, we got our little fruit, cause we eat fruit. Got my candy, I ain't boxing no more, so
Jesus
I don't
Christ.
feel like I need to be 100% in
I
shape.
thought. I thought I was old. Jesus.
You know,
This nigga got candy and shit at the side of the bed.
no,
Pepsi's.
it's
Pass me that.
actually it's
Pass me that
actually
Pepsi.
it's
Jesus Christ.
actually down the bottom, and we got containers, chips,
Hmm.
things of that nature. Downstairs, you know, got my Pepsis, got my water, got my water, but I also got my drinks in there,
Okay.
So man, that's
You
that's
need your.
one of them.
You need your cold one. I get it.
Yeah, well, I don't drink no beer. I'm a Jack and Pepsi man.
You know what? When I used to drink, that was my shit. Know what else was good? Evans, Williams, and Coca Cola.
Nah.
Evans Williams was the cheap version of Jack. It was like the bottom of the barrel. Like when they making the Jack Daniels, the Jack is on the top, and the bottom of the shit that they throw away, disregard, was the Evans Williams, and that shit used to be so good, man. I miss. If I ain't gonna lie, I miss that. So, all right, let's get back into the topic. All
No,
right,
hold on. We ain't gonna walk past that. Tell them you used to drink still too.
yeah, Saint Ives, OE, yeah, I like malt liquor. And it tastes so good when it's cold. Yeah. Matter of fact, growing up, malt liquor was the first thing I used to drink. We used to pay
Mhm.
the crackheads to go in the bar on Greenmount to go get us a 40 of St. Ives, 40 of OE. And the funny thing is, when it comes to that, we didn't even know which beer to drink because we just seen what people was drinking. Go get us that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We go to the playground and we drinking that. They ain't got, oh, go get us the other, the St. Ives.
Right.
And then I remember when the Still came out, it was in the Rhino. They had the wide mouth bottles. That was like 95, 96. I never
Mhm.
forget that. Yeah.
Right. I didn't
That was the good old days.
honestly, I didn't start drinking till I was 22. And the first beer that I drunk was Crazy Horse.
Crazy Horse. You have to
Yeah,
drink
man.
Crazy Horse? I
And
don't
I
think so.
was, man, I was hooked on that, man. I was hooked on Crazy Horse, man. But yeah, let's get back to it. So what's your pet peeve?
Pet peeve. I am a neat freak about certain shit, right?
Mhm.
And I am just starting to break out of it because I run myself dry trying to do everything, and you just can't. But I mean, I really don't have no pet peeve. When it comes to certain things, I think I'm kind of normal. I don't like dishes in the sink at night, and I try to go to bed. Ain't no try. I go to bed with a clean house. You know what I mean? But when it comes to like relationships and stuff, to be honest with you, I think that a lot of the stuff that I think we take each other for granted, right? And the stuff that we be mad at each other about, quote unquote, let get under our skin is really dumb as shit for real. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we get so childish in these relationships and how we deal with each other, and we just start tolerating each other, and everything becomes like it's a nuisance. You know what I mean? When
No.
we should be enjoying each other. Now didn't we let you talk about your refrigerator and all
Yeah,
three of them?
yeah, but you said you know
Let,
what
let
I
me let
meant.
me let me let me what's the name? Oh
All
yeah,
right,
I
go
did.
ahead.
But I'm just saying it. I wasn't. I got you. You right. Three refrigerators. He got three refrigerators, y'all. But no, hear me. I just think that a lot of times, you know, and I'm just speaking from a place just that, like, you just don't know when you leave out, right?
Mhm.
And you leave out for work, you and that significant other is one of y'all is gonna make it back. You know what I mean? And I just feel like, as for me personally, I just think a lot of that stuff don't really matter. Like where I'm at when it comes to like even things like that, I just want to love my person. I want their experience with me to be the best. I like if I die today, tomorrow, I want it to be a good experience. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we lose ourselves in shit and be so mad about shit or pet peeves and all this stuff, all those things. And it's not, and it ain't no extreme to it. It could be stuff that bother you. That's not a bad thing. You're human. You know what I mean? But for me lately, it's like how I personally feel at the moment. At the moment. And I don't think it'd change too much, but like I don't think that shit really matter, man. I love my wife, man. I just try to love her. I just want her to smile. I want her to be happy. You know what I'm saying? And the difference, like I don't get put in the doghouse like you. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different. Yeah.
One thing.
Chill. My wife don't take my phone and take my tablet. That would be a pet peeve.
See, is one thing. See, is one thing to be all right. So let's start with this relationship thing, right?
Talk your talk.
In relationships, man, everything is a push and pull. That's what a relationship is. Ain't
Mhm.
nobody going to be perfect. You gotta have fun in life. If I didn't learn nothing else, I learned, through my travels and for y'all don't know, I was married. This my second marriage, you know, and that's life, man. If you too rigid and you don't laugh, you know, y'all grow apart. And I like I say, I've learned that from experience. So if I say my pet peeve, you notice my stuff, is all in jokes and fun. You know what I'm saying?
I
Did
wasn't
we get
attacking you, Unc.
No, I know, but you know, do we get upset? Do we do petty stuff? Like phone in my name, I'm taking it. All right, car in my name, I'm taking it. So, where does that leave us? The next day is here. All right, back to your corner. You know what I'm saying? That's
All right,
life.
Uncle Marty. It just
Mm-hmm.
dawned on me. I do got a fucking pet peeve. I do.
Mm-hmm.
When my wife try to do my type of shit but don't want to do her shit. And let me
See?
explain. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'll cut the grass. And I'd be like, yo, you act like you don't even want to boil water. But you want to cut grass now. You know how my friend is, that little hill. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
push, you can't take the lawnmower down the hill. You gotta push it up the hill.
Right.
And this same person Need somebody to carry the clothes down in the basement to the laundry room, but you want to cut the grass, and it's like she be like, "Yo, do your stuff, and I do my stuff."
Right,
That's a pet peeve.
right. See, it's
And on
just
that, I just couldn't think about one, but as you was going on, and see, we got to start moving this. We got to move militant, Uncle Marty. Let's go now, red pill shit. We got to move
mhm.
militant. We got to keep our foot on their necks. No more doghouse. We got to put these women in the litter box.
I don't.
Do you listen to me? The litter box.
Mhm.
Happy husband or happy nothing. I'm
uh,
standing on that.
all
I'm
right. I
standing
mean,
on that. You gonna stand with me?
no,
Or you think we standing on quicksand?
no, yeah, because I just don't. You know what I'm saying? I just don't be saying stuff that way, man. You know, and I
Nah,
don't know.
no, we militant right now. It's us. It's a safe space.
Oh, I'm always militant.
It's a safe space. It's okay.
See
Blink
that?
2 times. Is it you watching?
You know what I mean? Like man, you know, it's just it's funny, man. You know, because I was talking. Well, let me get to another one of my pet peeves. Then I tell you.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm gonna
I
try to think
like
of
to
another one.
I like to tell. You know, I like to put an example and analogy to what I've been through and why I'm saying the things I say. But
Yeah.
another one of my pet peeves, right? Like when it comes to the bathroom, right?
Uh-oh. Dun dun dun.
Like your towels should be up neat. You shouldn't have, you should, it should be folded neat on the towel rack. Man, I go in there, they just throw the towel on the rack. I'm like, man, come on, man. That's another one of my pet peeves, man. I like even like, cause you know our house.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the other two bathrooms, you know. That's why I got two refrigerators, even in the other two bathrooms. If you go in there, you'll see towels is crisp. The hand towel is crisp. You know, they up there neat. Everything matches. I don't know if it's just me, and OCD, but that's one of my
No, that's
things that
OCD. I don't
you
think.
know.
Do you think it's something wrong with being OCD?
No, man, because honestly, it it kept me straight in life.
Right? So
So
do you think is a such thing as selective OCD?
of
And let me
course,
explain. Like certain shit, everything the house be the shit. Everything neat, but some fucked up drawers with a bunch of shit in it. There's a fucked up closet cluttered somewhere. That's selective OCD. Real
right.
OCD, the real thing, like
Hmm.
everything's clean. Everything. There's no
Yeah,
drawer you
like
can open that's not organized.
yeah, like your aunt, like you can't touch you anything you touch. She got to come behind you with a Kleenex wipe or
Which one? Aunt Phyllis?
yeah. See, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, she always kept a clean house.
yeah, man. But yeah,
uh,
man, go ahead.
nah, I'm with you. I'm just cruising. I'm chilling. You know,
Yeah, that's
pet peeve in it. I
yeah,
think this my wife pet peeve. What I'm doing right now.
or YouTube streaming.
Yeah, get your ass upstairs. Or the my another one is thinking I can read your fucking mind. Oh
Mhm.
my god.
Yeah, you
I
do
you
that a
not
lot.
I I hate that shit. I can't read your mind, baby. Just tell me.
I say you do that a lot.
For me, what read minds?
Yeah.
I'm bad at it. Like I ain't good at it. Shit.
Yeah. Um. All right. So what's the next? Because I see you nervous. You don't want to come down there and pluck you on top of your head. So
No, it takes
so
work to come down the steps. She don't want to get sent to the litter box. I stand on. I stand on everything I said on this live. 10 toes down.
all right,
Yeah, man.
y'all hear
I
that?
yeah. Listen, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen, you heard
Yeah.
what I said. I'm a man's man. I cut the grass, take out the trash, all that. Big shit. I'm a man.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh no, oh, I got one more. I got one more. When I just think it, I hate when she out. I'm gonna call somebody. What to do? What? Like I ain't him. Like I ain't got every tool in the world. Like I don't build and fix for a living. That's the one. That's like I equate that to me bringing home another chick cooking or something.
Oh, yeah, nah.
Imagine that. Like, who taste this, baby? Who cooked this? Sarah. Who the fuck is
Yeah,
Sarah?
I
Like
definitely
that's it.
don't.
Yeah, don't you ever insult me.
Yeah, I definitely
But
don't
I
have
think
that problem.
Uncle Marty, your house you just finished your house. Uncle Marty been building this house since he got there. He done added extent like it started off as a regular house. Now it's like 8 stories, 30 basements.
What
Uncle
what
Marty just be building. So
what he
yeah,
what he
you had to
failed
come in
to
his house with a hard hat on.
what he failed to mention is, and this is one of her pet peeves with me. Yes,
Building.
yes, no, no, no. You know what I'm saying? Not finishing this house. But I always we always getting taught because I'm like, you know, this house. I mean, it means something, but we got other properties that needs to be fixed up. So yeah, I've been building on this forever. And then, I started building furniture. So once I got in the furniture, it's like, I fix that later.
Yeah,
I
that's how
do
it
that.
be.
Do I get to it. I don't plan on dying no time soon. You know what I'm saying? Then
Yeah.
that one excuse just keep rolling down the hill and whatnot.
But
You
that's
know?
how it is when you're a homeowner. You kick the can down the road. Like so many projects, even if you wasn't like remodeling, like it's always something that's going to need to be fixed. It's
Yeah.
always something that come up. It's just that's just the nature of it.
Yeah,
So
but yeah, you right. Like, man, don't you call nobody in my house. I learned that. I learned that from one of my homeboys when I first started in the trade. You know, he was like, he always used to say, "Man, don't let nobody come in your house and do no work," because it was his thing. Like, it was his thing every time that he would have to do work for, a single lady, somehow or another, they always ended up going out. So in my mind, that always was one of them things like,
I can see
okay,
that.
yeah.
That's a porno introduction.
Yeah,
The,
so that
the,
was,
the maintenance man, the repair man.
excuse me.
I
Yeah.
get it. But
Yeah.
that's just probably him projecting something to experience or something. That's not always the case. People could be professional. I just feel like for me, it's just like I can do it. Don't
Right.
you ever second guess me. This is what I do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But sometimes, but the other side of it is, without even thinking about it, that person might just be trying to look out for you. Not that you can't, just know that your hands are full doing everything else. Like I got some projects that I'm going to do, and I was thinking about it. Like, yo, I might as well just pay somebody to do it. That way, I ain't gotta worry about it. And because I got my schedule, and it's going to take me more time. You know what I mean? Oh shit! I need to go to running to Home Depot to get this. I need to go get that because I'm doing something that I know how to do, but I haven't done. You know what I mean? Versus somebody coming in, bop bop, it's done. They got it. They clean up, they mess me out of there, and I can still do the other things that I need to do, and I don't lose none of my time. And it just the convenience of it. So like, I guess at the same time, it ain't always about the male ego to a certain degree. Yeah, I guess it's how you process the shit. But on
Yeah,
at first, on first when it's first said, you're like, what? You know,
right.
don't you nah. This is what I do.
For
Yeah.
for me, for me in that situation, I'm cheap as hell. You know what I mean? I
I didn't know
either
that.
Yeah, man. I don't. That's why a lot of times, you see, like with Al Kitchen here, I literally did redone Al Kitchen 5 times. You know what I'm
God
saying?
damn.
Because it's just something. It's like that organization for me. And if it's like, man, I don't like that, I'm gonna redo it. So I did hire a guy at one time, and by me, by me being a contractor, I'm constantly on him. Like, nah, that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? You're not hooking that up together. So it just came to a point where I was like, nah, I don't want nobody in here. And then that was one of her pet peeves, because she like, you getting older, you got all this stuff to do. And you need some help. That's why I taught all them, except for Chastity. That's why I taught all them, you know, how to fix cars, how to fix houses, plumbing, you know, ductwork, and that's why I taught them, so as they get older, they can help me. So that's, when it comes to that, that's what I've been doing, you know. But yeah, that inviting people in to do work, that was one of my pet peeves. And the dude that I'm talking about,
I
so
do.
yeah. So that was
All
one of my things, man.
right, so let's pose a different question into this. Um, animals, family pets, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
The question was asked, and again, if anybody watching, you can answer this question as well in the comment section. This is a friendly show. Not today. The wolves will be back, but not today. So if you came here looking for that today, maybe next Tuesday, but definitely Saturday. But do you all right, here's the question. Do you consider your dog as a family member? And do you take them everywhere? You want me to answer that first?
Yup.
I love Demi. Hey, Demi, come here, girl. She must be in there. My wife. I call my dog. I'm like, Demi. She go. "Arr." Now I don't take her everywhere. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, like definitely, she's definitely a family member. We got Demi when Mahala mom passed, and Demi has been in the family since 2019. And
Hmm.
we love her. She is a part of the family, but we don't do in the bed and all that shit. Like, we don't feed her table food. I give her little snacks and stuff like that. That's why she be always following me around. But she gets jealous when my wife hug me. Like, she think I'm hers. You know what I'm saying? Like, but she's really smart. Like, I can't explain it. But we haven't taken her on vacation. We had dog sitters and stuff like that. Or like if we on a day trip, she just be in the house all day. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Limited to certain areas in the house or whatever, right? And the funny thing is, like, she adapted to when we do leave. Like, what I noticed when we are gone, like if we gone all day, she won't eat or drink a lot of water because she don't want to have to go to the bathroom in the house. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? It's like certain stuff she do when she know we going to be gone. Same way she know when we going to be back. Like, especially like she know what time I get home based on my smell and how, you know what I mean? It's weird
Hmm.
how they just know stuff. But I see people, some people take the dog thing too far and try to and it's, I ain't gonna say it's too far. It's because the way a dog love you. Nobody greets me the way the dog greets me when I come home. Dirty clothes and all. She's so happy, going crazy, running in circles, running down steps. She fell down the damn steps the other day trying to get to me. I'm because I'm sitting on the bottom of the steps taking my boots off. She jumping, licking me in my face, and this is every single day. And then she'll be in my daughter room, and I'm calling her. She crying to get scratching, going all crazy, just to come down and give me a hug. And sometimes it's crazy. She'll come down and give me a little hug, like she'll come and get my face and lick me or something, and then go back upstairs. She come to say hi. You know what I mean? So like, definitely family. One time somebody took her a couple of years ago, and I was in the yard doing something, and I come out. She's not in the yard. Now she's a Shih Tzu mixed with a poodle. Turns out my wife coming home from work and seeing somebody walking, a little girl walking the dog, called me on the phone. I come out there, that's our dog. She called Demi some other shit, sprinkles or some shit. I'm like, Demi. She like going all crazy, but they done cut her hair and did all kinds of shit. And, so we went up there. I asked my daughter, like, you want her back or whatever, because a dog is responsibility. You know what I mean? It's not, and that's the other part of it, especially when you got younger kids, to teach them how to be responsible. You know what I'm saying? And, I don't know, man. I definitely love our dog. I always been an animal person, but I don't like I don't want her all in my fucking car, scratching my seats up, scratching shit up. She gotta get inside the little joint. You know what I'm saying? If she going somewhere, but we don't take it everywhere, but I'm not opposed to. You know what I'm saying? We
Mm-hmm.
haven't taken her on vacation, but I won't say that we won't.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how I feel. They definitely family. Some people, you know how it is. You got people who fight dogs and shit. They just kick them, throw them in the corner, treat them like, yo, they a life.
Mm-hmm.
I had to tell your niece, like, yo, they dogs are here for a short amount of time. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
you gotta love them. Like they love you regardless. Don't neglect no fucking dog. I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's it, man. I hope I ain't hit too many, cover everything all at once. But I love my dog. I got pictures with this motherfucker, all kinds of shit. We put clothes on the dog. You hear me? She walk around and let me say something else. Like when she get a haircut or she get in the shower, when she get washed up, put her clothes on, she be walking around here acting all bougie, all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. We got our dog. People gonna be like, it's dog. No, man. That's the way I talk. And so we got a during the pandemic. Cause
okay.
we didn't, you know, the boys and my older daughter, they couldn't come over. They didn't want to come out, and they know how I am about the coughing and all that.
Yeah.
So we went and got her from, man, like it was in the mountains of PA, and it took us 12 hours. We actually stayed in a hotel and had to drive another 3 hours to get her. So,
God damn.
she became family. She became family, and me and my daughter trained in. She, like you say, she boozy. She don't. Well, now we do. We got to put like little rubber feet on her paws because she don't like her paws to get wet. So, so we do stuff like that. As far as vacation, um, she went quite a few places with us. But at one point,
Yeah.
because we used to go, we would stay in Airbnbs. But when we go to hotels, my wife, she don't want to, hotels there. You got Doug's there, you never know. So that's not something we do. So we used to, if we go to like a hotel, um, we used to pay for her to go to the kennel, or but I forget what you call it, man. But that's expensive. It's just as much as a hotel.
Hmm.
Man, it was expensive. But one of the reasons I wanted to bring this up, I don't know if you guys saw my TikTok. I do Sunday TikTok. Me and my wife, we walk. honestly. I don't know why we walk. You know, that's her
Nothing wrong
thing.
with that.
Yeah, it ain't nothing wrong with it, but this whole you burn calories out, I the whole weight thing. I don't know about that, whatever. But we do our Sunday walks and whatnot, and we talk. So not this past Sunday, the following Sunday, we do our walk. And she say, "Well, let's go to the flea market now." That's another one of my things. Just look at my TikTok, you'll see that. That's not my thing. So we go to the flea market, and man, it was Doug's everywhere. And
At the flea market? God
yes,
damn.
and they got food there.
Right.
Man, and it's like, dog, I don't want your dog hair around my food. Like one time we went to a restaurant, man, pretty expensive restaurant. And the lady brought her dog in there. And then, she was in the little stroller. We left. Man. I just
Yeah,
don't that's the kind of stuff that gets under my skin. All right, they could be family, but there's a time and a place for them, to be around. And I don't think anywhere where food is consumed that they should be there.
I
you
agree.
know but
Because
yeah,
everybody
man,
don't feel the same way about dogs.
right. you know and that's one of my things. But yeah, man, yeah, my Doug, man, Hershey, that's my she funny, man. And out of everybody, she loves me. you know like
Oh yeah.
she don't even, she deal with the family, but she be like, nah. And she has a, usually we let her out front, but if she
Mm-hmm.
want to go out back, because that's where my little I don't know what you call this, my little podcast area. I got the weights and all
Your
that.
podcast studio.
All right, yeah, you can call it that. So she'll come, and she'll jump on me so she could go out back. So that's my little homie there, man. You know, so
I was trying to find a picture of Demi. You got a
hmm
picture of your dog?
nah, hold on. She'll man, I don't know. I'm gonna get this wrong, messed up. She knew Enubo, whatever, man, and she mixed with a terrier. So she funny, man. That's my partner there. Yep. So what else we got?
I
Oh,
was trying to show a picture of my dog, but I can't. That's not what's the name?
mm-hmm. Oh, all right. I'm about to touch the third rail on y'all.
Oh, what's the third rail?
This the third rail.
Dun dun dun.
Why do people be so upset about gay people? I I just don't understand that.
What you mean upset?
Like, they be so upset. Like they sh- they shouldn't be out here and all that. You know what I mean? My
What you
my
mean? Like, cause like I think when you say out here, like I'm just trying to like try to help push this conversation out here. Where like just in general, people. I
yeah
think
yeah
people that just bother with gay people in general may be homophobic. That's what that means. Some people
yeah
that are homophobic, but like nobody can. I think personally, like what other people do, whether they gay or is they religion or whatever the hell, it ain't your business.
right. And
You know what
that
I'm
that's
saying? It
that's
ain't your
where I was
business.
going with it.
I don't. There's a lot of stuff that I don't do or agree with or plan to ever partake in that ain't my business. I think the argument is when people feel like they're trying to shove their lifestyle down other people's throat. Right?
hmm
It's one thing to teach kids to not be bigoted, or prejudice about people for whatever reason, right? That's another thing to shove it down people's throats, right? And I think people are more against that, you know what I'm saying, than people being gay in general. Because a lot of people feel different about how they want to raise their kids. They want it to be up to them. They don't want, and that could be, and it might be right and it might be wrong. Some people don't want their kids around black people, let alone gay people. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
and honestly, it's their right. You know what I mean? But um, I don't think people should be fucking. I think it's people just bothered with gay people in general. I think they just homophobic, or they may be gay and they fighting some internal shit when they be around gay people because it's like holding the fucking mirror up or something.
Yeah, so it was the second part. You know, I know about the homophobic thing. I get that, but it was like it's like the second part. I'm trying to figure out. You know, like you say, they pushing it on the kids. So I'm trying to, because a lot of people say that they were born that way.
I'm gonna say maybe they was.
Hmm.
It's your word against theirs. Now, like some of the stuff that we had the podcast stuff on the Wolf Pack when we was all on there doing our thing, and
Hmm.
like Bill had brought up shit about chemicals and stuff like that, right? You know, he was talking about lead paint and all that stuff, but everybody was exposed to lead paint. But but
Yeah, we
when they
had.
realized it was illegal, they started getting rid of lead paint. But he brought up a good thing. The way he threw
Hmm.
it out there, I may have disagreed with it. I don't think it was like a weapon against us. Everybody, it wasn't just focused on black people. Everybody had lead paint, but that's neither here nor there. But but I do believe that all the different stuff they put in foods, hormones and stuff like that, because you
Hold,
if you notice, it's more of it now.
hold
At
on,
least it
guys.
appears to be than it was back in the day. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's a possibility that people are born that way. You know, it's another possibility that people think they're that way or confused, and they might have seen some other things that may have convinced them that that's who they are. But I can't
Hmm.
say because I'm not in their shoes. But
Right.
I don't think I think it's a lot of different factors. You know what I'm saying? Like I got nieces and nephews that's gay, and I think they ain't even have sex yet. What we would constitute as gay. And see, it's like
Hmm.
one of those things where it depends on the person what the definition of it is. You know what I'm saying? Like some people may their first sexual experience may have been with a girl doing something to another girl, or a
Hmm.
grown man doing something to a little boy, and that turns them on, whether they like it or not. But that's the direction they end up going because that was their first experience. You know what I'm saying? Some people it depends on the person and how whatever happens to them. You know what I mean? But I think a certain degree of it is like a spirit, right?
Hmm.
And I'm using that in layman's term when I say spirit, like one of those things somebody touch you, you touch them, and not saying that everybody that touch people that been touch people, but I'm talking about like the passing of a spirit because certain why everybody talk the same, got the same voice. You know what I'm saying? Like, or the same spirit in a sense, the same essence when they're that way. Cause it's like gay people who don't act like that. That's masculine and regular, and you wouldn't know unless they told you or you met they lover. You know what I'm saying? So like it's different. It's hard to say. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure somebody deep dived into that within their community and categorize like the different types or whatever. But I
Hmm.
haven't thought that much into it. But in my observation, I've seen the different types in my life, the different types of energy that comes with it, and the different type of beings. And people, I can't say, if somebody born, to each his own. I don't give a shit.
Right. There you go. But let me say this. This is why I brought it up. So I mean, I don't know if I would call them my friends or my associates, guys that I know, because you know what I mean. So I'm gonna say, yeah, I mean, we talk. So I don't know what to call 'em. For lack of a better term, I'm gonna say my friends. So we sitting around, and one of the guys brought it up because he like, man. you know, I think my son is gay. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening to him, and we all have our biases,
Right.
like I can say personally, because this had came up in my life also, and
Yeah.
I was saying, I was saying, so this person me asked me, this part, they say to me, well, they said that you was upset because you know, you thought that they was gay. So I had to explain to them, like it's not that I would be upset, it's concern because they get treated different,
Mm-hmm.
But I also said I wouldn't want my kid out here being no junkie. I wouldn't want them out here killing nobody. I wouldn't want them out here disrespecting nobody. So that's how I look at it. It's not that I care, but I'm concerned. I wouldn't want them to be hurt. Just like you know, just like with anything else, as far as getting high. So fast
Oh,
forward
I
to
actually want. Oh no, go ahead. My bad. I go wait. I was
go
gonna
ahead.
ask you a question. Why do you? I mean, like even with that though, like I get that. I get your logic with that. My only thing is with even like when we do that, and it's not directed at you, but comparing the kids to the lowest denominator. You know what I'm saying? Well, at least you ain't this, at least you ain't that. There's nothing wrong with wanting a heterosexual kid. Like a lot of times we start have kids by mistake. A lot of times it's intentional, but a lot of times it's to have a legacy. You know what I'm saying? Have grandkids and stuff like that. But the other thing is it's not up to us. So like we
Right,
gotta accept them. You know what I mean? But that don't necessarily mean we can't, even if we do accept them, even when we compare it to the lowest denominator, like they not doing this, they not doing that. And again, this ain't an attack to you, but I heard this argument before, and it's a good one. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of other things they could be doing other than just being gay. And what you're basically saying, being gay is not worse than the worst thing in the world. Because it's like they could be doing a lot of other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
no,
But I just don't like always comparing our kids to the lowest denominator in a sense,
that's
because that's
well,
like you kind of pitting it down there. If you saying you accept them, you pitting that down there with that, which it
well,
probably is to some people, and that's fine.
let me, that's not what I was saying. Let me clear this up, because you saying that makes me think that other people may think
Right, and I
it
wasn't
that can,
saying that to you, and that wasn't an
no,
attack to you. I'm just saying I know what
no,
you meant.
yeah, this is it's a conversation. That's what we do. We had conversations. But my reasoning for saying that is this, you know, is a comparison. You know, this is what I wouldn't want my kid to do. But what let me say it like this. Okay, we as parents want to protect our kids. I mean, that's just human nature. If you love your kid, so your first instinct is to protect. Yeah, I wouldn't want that for my kid. Just like I wouldn't want my kid to get high. That's a long road to hoe. You know what I'm saying? Now that doesn't mean that you don't accept it, because like you say, we have gay and lesbian people in our family, you know.
Yeah,
So that's is always, as a parent, you want to protect. You don't want to see your kids hurt,
yeah,
so that's how I look at that. So as me as it's four of us out there. So he says that, so he says, well, and everybody giving their scenario.
Right.
Like I said, like I just said, that was my scenario. That's the way I think about stuff. Now it don't, you may agree with it, you may not agree with it, but that's how I think. Protection of my kids. But I also said to him, and everybody said they thing,
Yeah.
I also said to him this. Now let me, before I quantify this, let me say, me and my wife have known each other since she was I was 14, she was 13. I'm a year older than her, you know. So it ain't like we knew each other and we hung around. As I said, I was married before, So I want to quantify that by saying this. So I asked him, I say, well, now this is the way some men talk. I say to him, I say, well, if you was in a relationship and this person was your significant other, you know, I say, and you know how men think. Hey man, I want to have I want to have a threesome. Would you consider your significant other gay? You see what I'm saying? People never think of it like that. Now I
What you
could
mean?
say,
Like if you do when somebody y'all want to bank,
yeah,
when somebody
no, no. All right, so we both men. So if you're in a relationship with your significant other, you say, all right, because people have open relation marriages and all that, whatever the case may be. And you say, well, I want to have a threesome, and y'all agree. Would you consider your significant other gay? You know what I'm saying? And that's the way I pose the question to him. And would it make a difference to you? You see what I'm
oh
saying?
you talking about like they wife
Yeah.
or the guy gay? I guess it
No,
depends
the
on
wife.
okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But there's
The
a double
wife.
standard but there's a double standard when it comes to that. It's more acceptable, you know what I mean, for two women and than it is two men. You know what I'm saying? But by definition, what it means, yes.
Yeah.
Or if,
See, and that's
even if somebody bisexual, that mean they like boys and girls, but they still gay.
right. And that's
I'm
what
just
I
saying, but not my by definition of what it's supposed to be.
right.
So any way you spin it,
Yeah, but we know the definition of it. But my thing was my reason for asking him that question, because I wanted to see his response. Would you
yeah.
consider your significant other gay? You see what I'm saying?
So what
Because
would he
this
say?
is he, of course, like most men, he like, nah, because we in it together. And I'm saying, because you have, like I said, growing up when I was younger, making money, hustling, doing what I do. We're in Maryland. That's just one of them things.
We in Baltimore,
So
nigga.
I don't want I
We
never
from
say
Baltimore. We from
no. I
Baltimore.
I
It's
never
a
I
different
never say that because I don't want people to find my location. It's really none of
nigga.
their business, you know.
Baltimore. I said it. I'm from Baltimore. He from Maryland.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when I was growing up, you making money, So shout out to y'all. So, I was in a threesome with two young ladies, and it never dawned on me that, hey man, they gay, you know, because it didn't matter to me, you know. And I say shout out to them because man, I was toxic as hell, and I was toxic. I was running in the streets and everything, and they they kicked me out. They kicked me out, threw all my stuff out the window and everything, man. But that's just one of the stories of the thing that I done went through. But I asked him that, and he was like, "No, I wouldn't consider that." I really did. I really wouldn't. So you didn't know I was going to bring up this topic. I brought it up because he called me today, and he like, man, let me say something. You know, by definition, like you said, by definition,
Yeah,
gay. By definition. But as a man, no, as a man in a relationship, no, I don't look at it like that.
it's a
And
double
I
standard.
right, and I wanted to bring that up because you know I could never, because I got homeboys that that grew up when I was younger, we was younger, and it was cool for them to, how can I say this? Two men and a woman. I guess that's how I could say that
A train.
without, yeah. All right, so, but me, I never understood that. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, nah,
Well,
nah,
it was one
dog.
of those. It was one of those things where like we heard it in the music. We thought it was like that's what we thought. A lot of us got our social cues. You know what I'm saying? For music, listening to Luke and it was in lyrics. So like just like a lot of things that we did, you know what I'm saying, that we thought was like we were supposed to do, we did. I've been in those situations and I don't know how I got introduced. And like some people, depending on how it's done, red flags gonna go off. Like, wait a minute,
Right,
this ain't a sword fight.
right, and that's
You know what I'm saying? And
and
some people
that's
just
why,
comfortable because they don't, you know what I mean? Like it all depends on the people. I
and
don't
that's
know.
what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying because for me, it was like,
That
nah,
don't make
dog.
you gay though. Gay is two men. Cause that's like
But
to say like if people around with their packages, like like being a football player or athlete in general, where you guys share a locker room. You know what I'm saying? And
mhm.
showers and people move certain type of ways that I don't feel comfortable moving in. You know what I'm saying? Probably 99% of the men, heterosexual men, don't feel comfortable in. But if that's something you was as an athlete, you had to share locker rooms and stuff, it wasn't a thing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something you was used to. But if it's something that you're not used to being around, it's going to feel funny. It's not natural. You're going to get the fuck out of there. You know what I'm
and
saying?
right,
So
and
I guess,
that's
and that don't make the athletes gay either. It just what it is. You know what I'm
but
saying?
we not talking about athletes. We
But
talking
hold
about
on, but no, I'm talking about the point of me bringing up athletes. You talking about running the train? It's two men in the room with their dick out. Understand? With a woman in the locker room, it's probably fucking 80 men in there with their dicks and ass out, getting in the shower, changing clothes. That's the correlation in that situation. If that don't make none of them gay, they just around each other. Some people used to it, and some people not. That's what I'm saying. We not necessarily talking about athletes, but we talking about men being around each other naked in situations, and that's another way where men be naked around each other, and they not fucking gay probably. Well, I can't say some of the motherfuckers do be gay.
but we started this conversation off with two women. You know what I'm saying? Two women and a man having a threesome. You
And
know,
then you moved it to
so
a train. We passed that.
right,
We already talked about that.
right. So that's what I'm saying. If you got two men and a woman, that's just the reverse system. So you know what I'm saying?
But the difference is the two women having sex with each other, right?
Well, yeah, you could say that, but like I guess it would be an uncomfortable feeling. But
I understand what
like
you're
I
saying, but we
like
trying to figure out like if that's gay, right? That's what we trying to hammer out is if
what,
I think that's the difference in it. The similarity is the two same genders naked, but the difference is going to be who's penetrating who's having sex with who. Like if you having a threesome with a woman, two women, is your mind automatically thinking they obviously gotta be into each other. They probably kissing each other first, and then you
but
jump
not
in. You see what I'm
but
saying?
not
Or they both land on the bed. But if they having sex with each other or interacting with each other, yeah, 9 times out of 10 they gay. But when men run a train, they not licking and kissing on each other unless they faggots.
but you can't say that word. But but and that's what I was saying. For me, when I brought it up, remember I had the caveat of I never understood that. Cause that has never been my thing. So it's like, as a man, how could you be in that same vicinity and be like, nah, that ain't gay? To me, you know what I'm saying? It may not be the definition of everybody, but
But
to
to you, it
me,
is. Yeah.
yeah, it's like,
Because it's one of those
oh,
things like comfortability. Like, because some people, like to your point, like you said, like how'd you into that? Like some that's a kink to some dudes.
right,
You see what I'm saying?
right. Yeah,
So
yeah,
like I get what you're saying, because a
yeah,
motherfucker looking over at yo, like, yeah, suck that dick.
yeah. like,
I'm just saying.
like,
So it's a
like,
whole thing going on. That's
right.
these dudes, they high fiving each other.
Right. It's
Like
like,
that's the whole
what?
thing. Yeah, they walk through a door.
It's like, what?
I'm just trying to like I'm trying to hammer this out. Pause. But I know what you said, but I all I'm saying is like, all right, so all right, so it's like we got what the standard definition of it is, right? But at the same time, it's still we have our own definitions of it. You see what I'm saying? Which and they do apply
Mm-hmm.
regardless of
Right.
what consummates it. But
Mm-hmm.
the way you feel about it may be different than how somebody else feel about it. But your shit is still valid and it applies.
Right.
So like that's a situation where you be like, nah, I'm good. Like y'all have at it.
Right.
Not at
Right,
this
man.
tender age of 40 something. Like I'm doing that.
Right.
No,
It's
no.
just like, but like I said, he hit me today and he was like, man, I just don't consider it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
What
consider
part?
it
The two
that.
men?
No.
Okay.
The two women, he like, man, no, I don't consider that. You know what I'm saying? And he came up with a whole with he
It's valid though, Uncle Marty. The same rules
no,
apply.
no,
It's valid.
no.
It's to him.
Right. No, that's that, he came up with a whole different scenario that, we really don't have time to
Hold on.
discuss.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Am I hearing you correctly? He kept trying to switch it up to try to justify it with different scenarios, just giving you the same logic, different ways.
Yeah, because one of the
You
things
better, I
he
don't
was,
know who yo is. Do I know who that is? I don't know,
you
man.
know,
Nobody's gonna fight that hard to try to prove something ain't gay.
I mean,
I'm
like,
just saying.
so
I'm just saying though, like,
so one of the scenarios he came back, he
all right.
he he hit me with, right?
So he went
He was
back
like,
and went back to the drawing board and came back.
yeah,
All right,
he
I'm
had to
listening.
think. He
Go ahead.
had to think about it. So he like, no, I don't consider it gay because first of all, you know, and that, like I say, his logic.
Yeah.
First of all, if you excuse me, if you think about it, most women dream about that, think about that. So I'm
How the
like,
fuck he in every woman he? What if a
you
woman
know
say
what I'm
that about
saying?
men though? What if women say that about men?
And
Just
that's
think
why I
about what
say,
like
and that's
you use that same logic on him and it falls flat.
and that's
So,
why I
so that's what
said
he dream about.
that's why I said it's a whole conversation that that went all down the rabbit hole and we don't have time
Yeah,
for. But
I'm just
it
saying
it was
he.
just funny
I'm sorry,
because
I don't. There's a little delay. My bad.
it was funny because I was like, just like you said, I say, oh, you make it every excuse to justify it. I say, man, look, let me say this, man. It's never. It was when I said that it wasn't. It wasn't to downgrade anything. It just was a
Right.
question that I just wanted. That I want. Me. It's a question
Okay.
that I wanted to put out there to see what you would think or how you think about it, what you would bring back. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't
Yeah.
nothing. It wasn't nothing malicious. It was like we having this conversation right now, and before you say something, in my mind, I'm going through 6, 7 different scenarios. You know what I'm saying? That's how my mind works. So if I come out and I say, well, boom, what about this? It's not like I told him, it ain't nothing malicious. You can like what you like. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I did my time on that island. You know what I'm saying? I did my time on that island. You
I just
know?
think that we need to just not, all right, confuse people kinks with like people who really live in that life, and people who really in
Right.
that life, they gonna be offended with people that want to keep
You're on mute.
what's going on. I think people that, excuse me, I think people that live that life probably get offended with people be like tiptoeing through they shit. You know what I'm saying? And confused.
Mm-hmm.
People, they really in relationships and love each other and all that, and for whatever reason, oh, I don't know what's going on. But for however those people arrived at that point, they're there. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it can be offensive in a sense when you kind of like playing a shit or cosplay.
Right.
So like,
Dad, you what's today, man?
what's going on? Why I keep? But if it mute up one more time, I'm gonna leave out, come back. But
We
like,
got clean up anywhere in the food.
don't carry the show. I'm gonna stay.
All right, so so they just the conversations that we be having, man. It the conversations like today, they don't the conversations don't be malicious. You're not out here to shame anybody or knock anybody relationships down. We just having conversations. So it's fine for y'all to get into the comments and comment, and you know I'll gladly answer any question as long as it's respectful, man. I'm big on respect. So as long as the comments are respectful, I'll definitely I'll definitely respond, you know. So so like, man, I be hanging I got a best friend, like I give my life for him, he'll give his life for me. That's just how we roll. But I what I failed to realize, cause we hang out. So I say to him, I say, well, one of my homeboys, they be laughing. When we had this discussion, he laughing, he just laughing it up. So I say, so and so, you laughing, but y'all swingers. You know what I'm saying, man? So it be whole conversations that we can talk about on Tuesdays, man. That I be out and I be hanging out with the guys,
All
man.
right, can I say something? You
Go
brought up
ahead.
something real quick. I know somebody who swing,
Mm-hmm.
and I was trying to get him to come on the pod when we was doing for better or worse or whatever, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that's something him and his wife agreed to. Like, you know, um, to each his own. Like, she let
Right.
him do his thing, and he let her do her thing. They've been together for a long time, and he feel
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, like, who said that we should be able to only have sex with just
Mm-hmm.
us for the rest of our life? And
Mm-hmm.
some people, yeah, I don't know how they vet people or whatever, but that's them. But like, who's to say like that's their marriage? So like, so like, people inside their marriage, a lot of people like that. Like we said, we got rules and definitions, but like people, the same way what you said was gay to you, we know what or whatever. But people like it's how it applies to them, regardless of what the book definition is. Because prime example, even using the term gay, a lot of people be gay before they have sex. and
Mhm.
now the definition has grew from not just the act of it or wanting to do the act, it was just the sexual act. But now, at least that's what I thought. Forgive my ignorance, but now, like, you don't have to have the act to be it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So like, so who knows? But like, it's people. I wouldn't say I wouldn't put a swinger in there with somebody that's gay. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Personally, I just think I think it's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a whole different sexual appetite. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that's gay. Or
No,
like the
no.
woman a lesbian. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't pit them. That don't mean they weird. They just want to have sex with other people.
Yeah, no, no, man. Like,
I mean, whether it's right or wrong is a different question. You know what I'm
like,
saying?
for me, yo, I don't care what anybody do in their bedroom. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But these be the conversations that we be having, man.
It's
They
good stuff.
be every day. It
But you be surprised. Like, did you hit? So, all right, I seen on TikTok, right? It was like, they be having like meetups where
yeah,
they just be
yeah,
chilling and like they be having sex.
yeah.
What's up,
Like
Logic? What's up, Mo? Logic. I said, I'm tweaking. What's up, Mo? How you doing? Hold
nah,
on. She said,
right.
"What's up to you too?"
Hey, what's happening, Mo? I can't read nothing. I can't see unless you put it on
Yo
the
got
screen.
glasses on and still can't see.
No, I'm
No,
saying
but people be
I
meeting up or whatever and having these sex parties. And
hold
they was
on.
like,
Don't be
we
talking. Hold on. You talk about my glasses. I
yeah,
gotta
and I try to
respond.
shuffle on right after that.
I I know. I got it on. I got it on the big screen. So I gotta be able. If you don't pull it up, I can't see it because I'm not looking at the comments.
You're not
All
under
right, go
attack.
ahead.
That's them glasses got you feeling you just feel everything. Them shit's like the bust windshield that go around your whole joint. It's
What you
like,
talking
nah,
about?
I'm messing with you out.
Oh, no talk.
I can't even
Hey,
talk. Don't even get me
yeah.
started. Look, my wife got me these for Father's Day. Look, they a camera. Look, I just took a picture. You see that? Showing off. But like these people go to sex parties and stuff, right? And the girl was talking about like this, not necessarily a weird experience, but getting hit by two dudes eating pussy, all kinds of stuff, and this the weird stuff that happened with dudes that they not interested in. You know what I'm saying? That's trying to participate, or people being weird. You know, or just sitting there just watching. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so it's one of those things where people are not sexual prudes no more. You gotta think like back in the day, it was a slick thing. Oh, she smoked weed. Now it's
Mm-hmm.
like they come in chicks. It'd be one thing to get some head back in the day, let alone to get a threesome. The chick, it's like they remember how cars used to come. You had to roll the windows up. Now it's standard to have air conditioning and power windows.
Right.
That's how they move in this generation.
Well,
I don't think
well,
it's. I ain't gonna say it's a good thing, but like it's just different. Like people are more like when it comes to sex, they more open.
like, like
It's
I, s-
you know what I mean.
like I said, man. We be having these conversations. Look, man. I got a whole bunch of friends. I got. I we. Because we've been married almost forever, so we got couples that we hang out. We do couples dates and all that. So this like I say, man, I don't knock nobody down. You know what I'm saying? I got homeboys that's polyamorous. You know what I'm saying? I got all kinds of friends. So yeah, they do like, all right. So I don't think he'll mind me saying this as long as I don't say his name. So they got a spot. They got a spot on 40, that they go to.
She just told everything, but go ahead.
No, no, because
They got a. It is a spot, but go ahead. I'm
I
messing with
mean,
you.
it's you know what I'm saying.
It's
I ain't
all.
saying name. I mean, I
That
don't
won't be
know.
hard to figure
Okay,
out, but
the
I'm messing with
the
you out.
the club. You know what I'm saying? So they got a club that they go to.
By the advance order,
He like,
like
yeah. So he be like, he like, man, look. when we go up there, you know, she choose for me, I choose for her. And I'm like, how you do that? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And he like, it's just one of them things that we both into. You know,
Yeah.
he like, you know,
Yeah.
we don't have a open marriage, you know, because I was like, that sound open to me, man. He like, nah, we don't have an open marriage. She choose for me, I choose for her. When it's over. No attachments, you know. And he said, man, that make out, you know, whether you
So hold on.
understand it or not.
Hold, hold on. Stop real quick, Uncle Marty, respectfully. Let's dive into what he said. Like you just brushed over that. Let's talk. Let's unpack that a little bit.
What?
He choose he choose for her and she choose for him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you gotta think about how much you gotta know your partner to know
To
what they
be
like.
comfortable.
Yeah, to know what they like. So he's like, yeah, that's your type right there. To be that comfortable in your skin to say
And
that's
that's,
your type right there, and vice versa.
yeah.
Like, because typically we're territorial tradition. That's just how we wire. We hard wired that way. You know what I'm saying? To be territorial, but like that's a lot right there. And
I
that's their rules or whatever, I guess. But that's I don't know.
see, and that's what I'm saying. These the
I got
conversations that we be talking about because it's like, you know, I'm not that's not my thing. But as I listen, you know, and to the
you
part that I was
intrigued.
going to get to, who me?
Yeah,
I didn't already had my fun in the sun. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So, you know, coming up. But, you know, is like I say, man, I love to sit back and read, watch people. You know what I'm saying? If y'all went back to the first podcast we did, it explained to you why I like to sit back, watch people, watch their characteristics and everything like that. So, you know, when he said that, you know, I had the same reaction you had. Hold on. You
yeah.
was not, but you know, he like, think of it like this. We both, you know, uh he like wrap this up. He like, think of it like this, man. We're in a relationship. We love each other. We came into this scenario, you know, understanding what's going on.
Right.
And it makes our relationship better, whether you know it or not, because it helps us, you know, not cheat on one another, not go back behind each other back. And honestly, it must be working because they've been together for 26. Think this about this 27th coming up. It's
Yeah,
27th year marriage.
it's people who did it and it didn't work out. So and,
Oh yeah,
like I
absolutely.
don't only thing I would say for that it stops us from cheating. Nah, discipline stops you from cheating. Like you know what I'm saying? Like people doing what
Well,
they gotta
I
do.
said it
I'm
stops
just
them
saying, like, no,
because
I'm
that's
just
their
saying, like,
relation. They not,
I
you
hear
know.
you. I'm just saying, like, I ain't going with that. Like, people, like, you're not. You control. We all control what we do. I mean, but their situation is different. If that's the way he want to word it, and that works for them, if she feel like he step out and she just going to instead of him going rogue or her going rogue, because a lot of time you might think it's the men going rogue. Women be going rogue too. You just don't be picking up on they shit because they could do it a little better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know what I'm saying. So I ain't gonna always paint us in a bad light. But what you got in closing on? Because I gotta get out of here, man. We've been messing with this for 2 hours.
Man, I was supposed to been putting on the hour on here. But
I know.
and in closing, I guess I see you guys. I think I'm gonna do Thursday. See you guys Thursday. I didn't look up any jobs today, but Maryland, New Directions. Go down there. Excuse me. They're on Charles Street. Um, those people will help you out if you're unemployed. They'll help you get your CDLs, your forklift cards. If you want to go into culinary school, classes like that. So them people help you out real good. And that's it.
Well, to add to the job thing, um, opportunities. You ever heard the term window of opportunity? And windows close. So stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready. Keep your resumes updated and keep your urine clean. And that's all I got.
All right. Well, in closing, this has been the situation and unfiltered truth.
Yeah, yada main.
Oh, like, comment, and subscribe. That's what my wife told me to say that because
Yeah,
I don't be
definitely like,
saying that.
share, subscribe. We gotta start saying
Oh,
that in the during the joint.
oh, all
All right,
right.
we off.
Like,
Yeah.